Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here again, and like all week, we've got a special guest.
Hi guys, it's Celestial.
So, she made our common charity Lightsworn deck this week. I told her I was going to fire back with the Master Game variant, and I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with this, especially since you don't have to be restricted to just common cards. In fact, you can't play this with just common cards. So there's a lot of fun stuff here. I think you're going to enjoy this, hon.
I hope so.
Real quick, before we get into it, do you want to tell them why you're here all week?
The reason why I'm here is because I'm trying to get subscribers for my channel called Celestial Duelist Gaming.
And what do you do there?
I play video games.
And which one are you playing now?
Right now I'm playing Pokemon Legend Arceus.
Oh, you mean Arceus?
Yes,
like
Arceus.
They say in this show? Like in the source material?
Yep, sure.
Seriously, I'm going to be correcting this all week, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
You know what? It's fantastic. I love you. I love it. Go check out our channel. We're going to have a link in the description. And thank you to everybody who's already gone and checked it. She's actually seen a little jump in the activity of her channel, which is awesome. So thank you guys for doing that. Keep going back there. She basically, you tape like what on the weekends and then try to release it throughout the week.
Yeah, because then it's just
works
easier.
better with your work schedule.
Yes.
She can't be like me and upload like almost every day of the week.
Yeah.
All right. Now that we got that out of the way, I'm going to present this not only to you guys, but to the Celestial Duelist herself. So, to make it a little bit easier, because it is Lightsworn, it is a 45 card deck, and Lightsworn is always kind of engine heavy. I'm going to break it down to the sub-engines as we go through it. And then, of course, we'll do the wrap-up of what everybody does after we perform the whole list. So, to get started, we're going to use one copy Fellas Lightsworn Archer. Okay, there it goes. I was wondering why that wasn't focusing. We got 3 copies, albeit they are 3 different rarities of Judgment Dragon. Drives me nuts. 3 copies Lumina the Lightsworn Summoner. 1 copy Lumina the Twilightsworn Shaman. 1 very, very shiny version of Lila the Lightsworn Sorceress. 1 copy Lila Twilightsworn Enchantress. Single copy Minerva the Lightsworn Maiden. 3 copies Raiden Hand of the Lightsworn. 1 Raikou Lightsworn Fighter. And you know what? Honestly, this is one of the cards I'm still borderline on. So if you guys want, toss it. It still has a couple of plays for me. And to round out the Lightsworn monsters themselves, sorry that went a little off frame, 3 copies Wolf. So just about everything here is self-explanatory. I did want to try to pack in as many names as I could, as we need those for the Summoning Con on JD. But this is all fairly straightforward if you are a Lightsworn player. So hopefully that you guys paused that, because we are not doing time skips today. Instead, we are just wasting time, it looks like. I apologize for that. So that was the first portion. The next thing that we're going to do is we're running a small Perform Mage engine, which is going to consist of 1 Damage Juggler, 2 Hat Trickers, and 1 Trick Clown. And believe it or not, this has some really cool consistency, and I like the 2-1-1 on this. It's different, and this deck, it just works. Another little sub thing that we can do is, like, since we get so much mill, I do like to play 2 copies Destiny Hero Malicious and a single copy of Fairy Tale Snow. This just helps us build boards and helps us populate the field. Another cool thing is 2 Plague Spreader Zombies. We're actually going to play some Synchros today, but beyond that, Hauka Fibrax. And I was asked why I didn't play that in a previous deck. Guys, I made the most fatal sin. I forgot to check my stuff. Even Celestial Duelist was laughing when we read that comment. She's like, you have that card. Why didn't you play that card? I forgot. Simple.
Yes, it is.
And we do have a small dragon set up in here. So we are going to use 1 copy White Dragon Wyver Burster and 1 Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. Just for spice. Single copy Chaos Dragon Levianeer. Again, versatile. Got 3 different effects. And I could only find 1 of my 2 copies today. But you would want 2 copies of Starliege Seafort. And again, if you've got 3, make the room for a 3rd. Where would I find the room? Well, you guys could toss out a Hat Tricker. You guys could toss out one of my extra spells. Or, since it's Lightsworn, just add it because you're going to be milling anyway. And Starleash Seafort is great when it gets milled. So that is that. Let's kind of organize that mess. And then we're going to get off into our spell cards. So again, this is going to be the easiest part of the deck because, again, there's so few. We are going to be playing 3 copies, Charge of the Light Brigade. We are going to play the single Foolish Burial, single Harpy's Feather Duster, because, again, we want to try to OTK. Single Monster Reborn. 1, 2, 3 Raigekis, because Konami really messed up and let me have all 3 of my copies in my deck. Yes. 3 copies Solar Recharge, because we do want to draw as often as possible. And another one of those things I just sort of added in, Upstart Goblin. Again, you want to toss that out for a 3rd Starleash Seafort, go for it. You want to toss out the Feather Duster, which wasn't actually in the build to begin with. It was a Celestial Duelist saying, hey, did you put that in there? Did you remember that? Well, yeah, honey, it's in there. You see. Yep. So again, that's a 45 card main deck. Again, between all the mills, you should be just fine.
And as you can tell, there were no traps in that deck build either.
Yeah, no traps.
So,
in the main game, we're going for the OTK. Traps are too slow. The only trap I even considered for a second was Infinite Impermanence. But chances are, with the Raigeki, you could just go ahead and break an entire board real quick and then not worry about what's going to happen. Going into our extra deck, we're going to play a few synchros. So the first one up, you're going to play single copies of Boral Savage. Going to play a Chaos Ruler Chaotic Magical Dragon. 1 copy Coral Dragon. 1 copy Michael the Arc Lightsworn. And one of my favorites, Shooting Riser Dragon. So those are going to be my synchros, 5 of them. And again, 2 of these are going to be tuners. So the Coral Dragon and the Riser Dragon are both playable off of Halka Fibrax. And we're only running these single Xyz. We're running a single copy Minerva. I understand that I'm usually all about the one-punch Utopia, but there's just a bit of inconsistency with the spell card remaining in your main deck. So just kind of went with the theme here. And then a boatload of links. So we're going to run a single copy Appaloosa, single Boral Sword. There's Halka Fibrax, single copy Curious, single copy Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, Striker Dragon, and Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. So there's going to be your 15-card extra deck. Again, guys, play what you have. Not everybody has the $26-ish for the Underworld Goddess. Guys, play a Phoenix in there. It'll be fine. Maybe you don't have the Shooting Riser Dragon. It's fine. Play another guy. Play Psy-Frame Omega. Just pick some good cards that aren't going to cost you an arm and a leg and just kind of get them in there. That said, I do hope that you guys enjoyed today's deck list. Celestial, did you like it?
I did like it.
Okay.
So, even though I like to deal with pure base decks.
Yeah, you really do play yours more purist.
Yes.
And that's fine. Yeah. But I enjoy the more tech elements, and so I feel like this was the way for me to present this deck.
Yes.
So guys, again, thanks for stopping by. If all you needed was the deck list, this is it. Hope you have a great day. If you'd like to support my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you've already done that, just keep coming back. Keep watching. Enjoy it. Go check out the wife's channel. Go check out Celestial Duelist Gaming. I'm going to bully her into playing some other games too. So it's not just Pokemon content, but maybe some other stuff, which will be fine.
Yes,
and,
it will be.
So that's cool. Go follow her. If you like her, subscribe to her. Watch her stuff. She's fun. And you guys have a great day. Everybody else, let's go over this deck now. So I'm not going to do I might do a test hand tomorrow. But for the most part, tomorrow, I'm actually going to talk about the different types of card interaction here. Because this deck is deceptively, there's some complexity to it. It's not just the cookie cutter build I thought I was going to be doing. So real quick today, let's get familiar. First card is Fellis. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by a card effect. If it is sent from the deck to the graveyard by a monster's effect, special summon it. You contribute this card, target a monster the opponent controls, destroy the target, and then mill top 3 from deck to discard. So it does put itself into the discard pile eventually. You do get the mill on your own turn, which is important. And we do get a bit of spot removal. It's not something that I needed to play enough of. But this is something, again, that you could maximize if that's your playstyle. It is also a 4-star tuner, so that's going to help. You got the 3 JDs. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by having 4 or more Lightsworns with different names in the graveyard. Paying 1,000 life points allows you to destroy all other cards on the field. And during each end phase, this guy will send the top 4 from deck to discard. So it'll be a mill 4. Lumina is once per turn, discard a card, or target a level 4 lower Lightsworn in the graveyard, special summon their target, and then during every end phase, mill 3. You must control this in order to activate and resolve the effect, and they should all say that nowadays. Just is what it is. The Shaman, once per turn, you can banish a Lightsworn monster from your hand or graveyard. Target 1 banished Lightsworn monster, except Twilight Sworn Shaman. Special summon that card. Once per turn, if another Lightsworn monster's effect is activated, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Pardon me. So, still pretty good. We have the Lila Lightsworn Sorceress. You could change it from face-up attack to face-up defense, and if you do, destroy 1 spell trap the opponent controls. If you do activate this effect, the battle position does not change until the end of your next turn, except by card effects. And finally, during the end phase, it will mill 3. Then you have the Enchantress. Once per turn, when a spell trap card or an effect is activated, quick effect, banish a Lightsworn from the hand or grave, target a face-up spell trap on the field, and destroy it. Once per turn, if your other Lightsworn monster gets their effect activated, mill 3. So really, this helps you get rid of the field spells. I know Mystic Mind's sort of making a comeback. And it's my lazy way of not having to play Twin Twisters while having 2 names. Minerva, and this works out really well with our low-level Dragon Engine. When this is normal summoned, you can add 1 light dragon type from deck to hand, whose level is less than or equal to the total number of Lightsworn monsters with different names in the graveyard. If this is sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, and during each end phase, mill 2. So it's got multiple effects. It's really good, and it'll help us getting either our Collapse Serpent or our Wyver Burster in order to create a setup. So very good. The Raiden at 3. He's also a tuner. I forgot to mention that Minerva was a tuner. So a ton of tuners this time. During the main phase, you can send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Then if any were Lightsworn, this card gains 200 attack until the end of the opponent's turn. You can only use this effect once per turn. And during each end phase, mill the top 2. Going over to Raikou, Twilight Sworn Fighter. When it's normal summoned or flipped face up, you can banish 1 Lightsworn monster from hand or graveyard to banish 1 card on the field. Again, it's spot removal. It's not so specific. So you guys could go after spell traps. You guys could go after monsters. It's all what you want to do. And then, of course, if another Lightsworn monster's effect would be activated, send the top 3 from the deck to the graveyard once per turn. And then Wolf, if this is milled, it can special summon. That's pretty simple. Let's get into the Perform Mages. Damage Juggler, awesome card. We can basically just not read the first sentence, but when a card or effect is activated that would inflict damage to you, you can discard this card, negate the activation, and destroy the card. That'd be fine. During the battle phase, as a quick effect, you can discard this to reduce the next battle damage you take to 0. So it's fine. It still works as a hand trap. And additionally, the one that I use it for, you can banish this from your graveyard to add 1 Perform Mage from your deck to your hand, except Damage Juggler. You can only use this effect once per turn, which is fine. But what this is going to do is allow us to pick and choose between the next 2 characters. So the Hat Tricker, the only part of this we really need to read. Hey, Luna. Sorry, Dual Kitty's getting a little mouthy. If there are 2 or more monsters on your side of the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that would inflict damage to you, place 1 counter on this card, max 3. then make that effect damage to you 0. When a third counter is placed on this, the attack and defense of this card become 3,300. So basically, he triples if it happens. We don't need to worry about that too much. We just want to use him to board an extra body. And then a Trick Clown. If this is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Perform Mage monster in the graveyard, special summon it with its attack and defense being 0. You take 1,000 damage. That is going to be a damaging effect. And you can only use this effect once per turn. So as long as you were only doing this once per turn, you could keep boarding the character. But essentially, this is, again, just to help you build your board. And same thing with the Malicious. When this is in the graveyard, you can banish it to special summon another copy from your deck. That's why it's limited to 2, so you maximize what you can do. Fairy Tale Snow. If this is normal or special summon, you can target one face-up monster the opponent controls, change it to face-down defense. During either player's turn, if this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 7 other cards from the hand, field, and or graveyard to special summon this. So again, a lot of the non-starter cards, like the Dragon Engine, if Plague Spreader is just not going to be useful to you, used spells, these can be used to board this character and build your field again. And then you have the Plague Spreaders. So what you do with these is you can return one card that you controlled from your... let me try that again. Return one card from your hand to the top of your deck in order to special summon this card from your graveyard. And if it's special summoned this way, it will be banished when it leaves the field. Then you have the 2 Black Dragon and White Dragon. Neither one can be normal summoned or set. They both must be special summoned by banishing the opposite attribute. So Wyvern Burster is a banished 1 dark. Collapsed Serpent will be banished 1 light. And they cannot be special summoned by other ways. You can only summon one of them per turn this way. If they are sent to from the field to the graveyard, then you may add the opposite card from the deck to the hand. So again, Black Dragon gets you White Dragon, and White Dragon gets you Black Dragon. Again, tomorrow I'm going to show you guys what having one of those is going to do for you. We do play Levianeer as just an extra boss monster. It is a 3k summon that we just drop. Cannot be normal summon or set. Must be first special summon from the hand by banishing 3 light and or dark monsters in any combination from your graveyard. When summoned this way, apply the following effect, or apply the effect based on the attributes that you banished. And also the card cannot attack for the rest of the turn. So if you banish only light, special summon a monster from your graveyard in defense mode. This will help you when you link build. If they're only dark, you get to shuffle 1 card at random from the opponent's hand back into their deck. Very good for outing hand traps. And if you did a combination of the 2, you can destroy up to 2 cards on the field. So again, very cool. The Seafert, multiple effects here. Do keep in mind that it is a dragon, so as long as there's 4 other names, while Minerva's around, Minerva can grab you this, and Minerva is grabbable by the Charge of the Light Brigade, so ultra utility there. You can send any number of dragon monsters from your hand and or face up on the field to the graveyard. Add a dragon monster from the deck to the hand, whose level equals the original levels of those monsters sent to the graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 level 8 or light or dark dragon from the graveyard. Add that to your hand, each effect once per turn. So one thing that I was a big fan of doing was pitching JD to go ahead and grab Levianeer. And then once I had Levianeer, I would then banish the Seafert to get back the JD, and I would have 2 fairly large dragons. Very fun for me. And again, Celestial, you could tell them you really, really love the gold sarcophagus.
I do love the gold sarcophagus.
But in my version of this is, I think, reverse tutoring from the discard pile is more efficient for the OTK. Let's go through the spells again. Charge of the Light Brigade, send the top 3 from deck to grave. Add a level 4 lower Lightsworn from deck to hand. So it's a mill 3 tutor. Then you get the Foolish Burial to summon out your wolf, or to start up any part of your chaos. Feather Duster to blow up the spell traps on the opposing side. Monster Reborn is your extender. Gekkies to go ahead and take out your opponent's monsters. And recharges. Discard a Lightsworn. Monster card, draw 2, then mill 2. So pretty good. Very long read there. I mean, we're already like 20 minutes. Let's get this extra deck and let you guys have a great day. So, real quick, Boral Savage, 8-star. If Synchro Summoned, you can equip 1 link from the graveyard to this. If you do, it gains counters equal to the link rating. Gains attack equal to half the attack of the equipped monster. When your opponent activates a card or effect as a quick effect, you may remove one of the counters. Negate the activation. This effect once per turn. So, again, he's really cool. And since we do play a lot of linking, there will be plenty of opportunities for you to actually gain multiple negates off that. Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Magical Dragon. Another 8. Tuner, non-tuners. When synchro summoned, you may excavate top 5 of your deck. If you do add 1 light or dark monster to your hand, send the rest to the graveyard. So again, very fantastic. You can banish 1 light and dark from your hand and or the graveyard, except this card. Special summon this back from your graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field. Each effect once per turn. So again, very cool. We get to do a lot of play with it. And it's, again, this is another way for us to go ahead and grab that Judgment Dragon Hunt without using the gold sarcophagus.
Okay.
So, okay, stop acting like I'm beating you up about this. I was going to give you a copy, but I mean, if you're going to be like that, I'll keep it. Coral Dragon. Nice little 6-star here. She's glaring at me. It's amazing. It's a 6-star tuner synchro dragon. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card, target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it, so it'll be a spot removal. If the synchro summoned card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can draw a card. Use this effect only once per turn. That's fine. Michael. Once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points, target a card on the field, banish it. When it's destroyed, target any number of other Lightsworn in the graveyard. Shuffle them back into the deck, gain 300 life per card returned. And during every end phase, mill 3. Shooting Riser Dragon. Again, this is the other tuner option for the Haka Fibrax play. If this card is synchro summoned, you can send 1 monster from your deck to the graveyard, which again helps us set things up. Whose level is lower than this card's on the field. So again, it's a 7-star. We can get the Starleash Seafort in the discard pile right away to go ahead and pick up our Judgment Dragon that we just milled. Find our spot. But for the rest of the turn, you cannot activate the effects of monsters with the same name as the sent monster in the graveyard, which is fine. You can save that play for another turn if you're doing a setup. Additionally, if you needed to get into, like you needed 1 more card for Levianeer, this would be another great way to get an extra name in there, or getting an extra name in there for being able to play the Judgment Dragon. Maybe you only had 3 names going into this. That could be your 4th name. And find my spot again. You can only use this effect once per turn. And then once per chain during your opponent's main phase, you can, immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon using this card you control. So again, we modulated the level. We're going to go ahead and do all the fun stuff. And we're going to be able to synchronize into another one of our characters during the opponent's turn. So, pretty cool. You do have Minerva the Exalted, so it's any 2 4s. Detach a material from this card, send top 3 from deck to grave. Then draw cards equal to the number of Lightsworn cards sent to the graveyard by effect. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can send the top 3 from your deck to the graveyard. Then you can destroy cards on the field up to the number of Lightsworn cards sent to the graveyard by this effect. You can only use this effect once per turn. Again, I probably would have bumped this to 2 if I owned a second one, but I only have the 1, so play what you have, guys. Now, we're going to blow through most of the links because I really do want to keep this short for you guys. Apollos is here to block monster effects, Boral Sword to punch over things. Haka Fibrax might be something I need to go over because I don't talk about it a lot. 2 monsters, 1 has to be a tuner. If this is link summoned, you can special summon 1 level 3 or lower tuner from your hand or deck in defense. It may not activate its effects this turn, but again, we're building the board. During the opponent's main phase or battle phase, quick effect, banish this card you control. Special summon a tuner synchro monster from the extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. Use each effect once per turn. So it does have some cool extension plays. And yeah, I probably should have had this in the other deck. Curious, I don't talk about this one enough. 3 monsters, same attribute, different types. This deck does it well. If this face-up card is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect while it's in its owner's control, target 1 card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Again, JD. You can only use the following effects once per turn. If this is link summoned, send 1 card from the deck to the graveyard. If a cards is sent from the deck to the graveyard by an effect, send the top 3 of your deck to the graveyard. So again, it's just meant to speed everything up. The Hieratic Seal, 2 dragons, once per opponent's turn. If this is in the extra zone, quick effect, you contribute 1 monster in the hand or field. Return 1 face-up card on the field to the hand. If this card is tributed, special summon 1 dragon from the hand or deck, making its attack and defense 0. Use this effect only once per turn. So it does allow you, again, if you do tribute this card, you can still shield yourself. And this could also help you set up into the Boral Savage to give you a negate 2. IP Masquerade lets us link on our opponent's turn and also gives invulnerability. It says right here, monster that uses this as material cannot be destroyed by opponent card effects. Unicorn for a pitch card on Link Summon allows us to spin one of our opponent's cards back into their deck. Striker Dragon is here literally because we can do this with the Wyver Burster and the Collapse Serpent to go to Link 2. We only needed to be able to link 1. We're never going to use any of its effects, so don't worry about that. And then Underworld Goddess of the Closed World, 4+ effect monsters, Link 5. We get to use one of our opponent's monsters as part of the recipe for this. If this is Link summoned, you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters the opponent currently controls. That's not till end of turn. This Link summon card is unaffected by opponent's activated effects unless they target this card specifically. And once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that special summons a card or cards back from the graveyard, you may negate the activation. So, very crazy. It sounds like my dog is running threats upstairs back and forth. So that's pretty amazing. Layla's going insane. There she is. I hope that you...
I think she's driving her grandfather upstairs insane.
That's awesome. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Celestial, thanks for stopping by again today.
Thanks, guys.
And yeah, guys, have a great day. If you want to check out our channel, links in the description. I'll see you guys tomorrow when I talk over some of this stuff on the combos for this. See you then, guys.
Bye.